It's sorted now. Hello everybody!
Hello everybody!
Sorry we haven't been doing any videos.
Yeah.
Obviously because of this virus and stuff that's going about, it's not that we haven't been around, we can't go anywhere. Same as everybody else. I think Christmas was the last time we done a video on our holiday at Christmas. So we thought we'd better just let people know that we are still alive and kicking.
And well, yeah.
And well, and can't wait to get the motorhome back out and go camping. It's nice to be in the house, but soon to be on the road somewhere, looking at different places.
Yeah.
So really this is just a video, sort of a bit of a catch up, let you know what we've been up to, and as soon as we can go out again, which it's getting better now, we should be in what they're going to class as phase 2 from Monday. And there is some hotels here in Spain that are opening up, be it on very limited numbers. So we're hoping that some campsites are going to do the same thing, even if they have it, you know, got an empty pitch or 2 empty pitches in between people, that's fine. We'll have to wait and see. But as soon as we can get out, we've got some campsites lined up that we've been to before, but not done videos on. And but yeah, they're nice campsites and not too expensive until you get to the summer months. Then obviously the price goes up, and you can't use the what card we got?
Axi card.
Axi card, that's it, which we use a lot. But in the summer months, you can't use that, which is a shame. Update with the motorhome. We had quite a lot of rain here in Spain, and we had a roof hatch that was leaking in our bedroom. So I've had that out and resealed it, and that seems to be okay now. And when we was away at Christmas, I think we might have mentioned in another video, we had a complaint about, we've got Aldi hot water central heating, and you've all heard the little night heaters running. It's not noisy, and the quiet time on that particular campsite didn't actually start until midnight. And this was about 9:30 at night, someone banging on the side of our motorhome, ranting and raving about the noise. What is this noise? What is this noise? Blah, blah, blah. And there's silencers, there's 2 silencers that comes in the kit, they're both in the exhaust, and it's not noisy. Basically, I think it was just, that was one of them people. But it's been playing on my mind now that whenever I switch it on, I'm going to be thinking, I hope I'm not going to hack anybody off. So what I've done, I've rerouted the exhaust. I'll show under the motorhome at some stage what we've done. And rather than it going backwards, the exhaust used to come out by one of the back wheels on the driver's side, so it wasn't affected like the awning side. And what I've done now, I've turned the exhaust round the other way, so it actually runs forward. And I've also read that the 2 silencers that come with this Everspatcher, they need to be as close to the heater as possible. So I've rerouted the exhaust. I've got the 2 silencers nice and close to the heater itself, and I was going to have the exhaust coming out near the front, because I thought, well, there's no one's going to be next to the front, apart from if it's a road and there's pitches opposite. So then I decided not to do that, just run it forward a bit, and we have a generator on our motorhome. And I looked at the exhaust and I thought, if I can weld up a Y piece, I can put the exhaust from the heater into that, so the gases are still flowing the right way, and it would then go through the exhaust baffle of the generator. Sorry, I'm not thinking how many I've got that many baffles before it comes out. And we've run it now, and basically the noisiest thing on there is the pump that clicks, the fuel pump that clicks. It is so quiet now, it's unbelievable. So if anybody's got a problem now, they can take a run and jump, because I can't do it anymore, you know, apart from not put it on. But it's our hot water, you know, yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but there you go, that was that. What else have we been up to? Apart from sitting indoors, because we can't do anything else like everybody else.
We're very lucky. We've got a garden. We're out in the country, So it hasn't been the worst of hardships for
No,
us.
the dogs can go out and have a good run round. I think
Yeah.
I feel a bit more sorry for the people in the town. You know, they're allowed to come out their house, walk their dog just enough just to do what it's got to do, and then jump back indoors.
The towns seemed very weird. There's very few people out. They're literally going out, doing what they have to do, and then going home again.
That's it. Just food shopping, basically.
And everybody here is wearing masks and gloves.
As from, what's it today, Saturday? As from Thursday just gone, if you're out in public now, you have to wear a mask here in Spain. There's no ifs or buts. If you're out in the street, anywhere public, you have to wear a mask, which I haven't got a problem with that. Most people around here have done that anyway. You even in their own car, they'd be on their own and they've got a mask and gloves on.
I think they felt there's an awful lot of science that is saying one thing and then saying another. I think here, the people here have felt more comfortable wearing a mask. And therefore we've worn them as well, because if
You don't want to fight.
no, but before, when it wasn't obligatory, but everybody was wearing them as well, we could have chosen not to wear them, but we chose to wear them because you actually stood out if you weren't wearing them. And everyone around you obviously felt more comfortable wearing a mask, so therefore I wore one as well when I was out.
It did feel strange. You felt like people were looking at you. Even if I've driven my car, like say, to the supermarket, you always obviously you have to wear gloves and masks when you go into and hand sanitize and all that before you go to the supermarket. But even driving from home to the supermarket, you feel like there's people looking at you. There's only me in the car, you know, so I'd have trouble giving myself the germ. But you just feel like you should have it on because everybody else has got one on. So that's the way we've gone with the flow, and it doesn't seem wrong now, does it? Really?
No, it doesn't.
You go out
and it, you know, we can only obviously speak of our town. We don't know what anybody else is doing even in 20 kilometres away, because we can't.
We haven't been there.
Kilometres, so we've literally stayed in our town. But no, here they've dealt with it how they wanted to deal with it, and we're quite happy to comply with, not necessarily that it was a rule, it is now, but the fact that that's obviously what the local people wanted to do, and I'm perfectly happy to comply with that.
Yeah.
While we're here, we thought you might be interested in, or some of you might be interested in, hearing about life in Spain and living in Spain. We've been here for almost 14 years now, so we wondered if we'd just share some bits and pieces with you.
Good and bad.
Good and bad, you might be interested. Life in Spain is, on the whole, quality of life is better.
Definitely. The way of life.
Yeah.
It's slower and just more chilled out than the rat race that we had in the UK. You won't come here and become a millionaire. Forget it.
You might.
Well, yeah, if you won the lottery, if you won the lottery, but bar that, if you're happy to earn money to live and go out and be social and blah blah blah, that's terrific. To come here and make your millions, you'd be one in a million, probably not even that, because it's not. It's just not, especially where we are. Really, we're right in the country, but I don't know any English person that's come here and made a fortune. But that's not what we came here for. We came here to get away from trying to
9 to 5 and racing up and down the motorway,
racing up and down around the M25 and all the traffic and all the rest of it. But anyway, we decided to come to Spain 2005. Self-employed, then, and the system here, you pay, or now it goes up, you know, a bit at a time, €305 a month for your social care,
Healthcare.
or healthcare even, and that will cover if you're husband and wife with 10 kids, if the husband's self-employed and working, hang on, I've got off flight. If your husband is self-employed and working and pays €305, the wife and all the kids are covered under that same,
Any dependents.
any dependents in that same family, in the same household. Then you've got, this fly's really going to annoy me. That's another thing we'll come to in a minute.
Yeah.
There's, in that 305, that's your healthcare and your pension comes out of that. Also in that, out of that €305, €20 of that every month comes out, like the government take that out and they put it into like an insurance pot. So if I'm off work for an accident or illness, that I'm covered and I get paid by the government. Whereas I think in the UK, you'd have to have an insurance against like loss of earnings for not being able to work or illness or whatever. So that's good. And I only found that out the other day because I might be going to hospital for an operation, and our accountant told us about that, so that's quite good. The health system here, I would say, unbelievably fantastic. Sarah had 2 and a bit years ago now,
Yes.
yeah, 2 and a bit years ago now, we went to the doctors because Sarah was having trouble breathing and her veins in her neck were sticking out. Her ribs
My
had
face was puffed up.
yeah, her ribs had turned black and blue.
I look gorgeous.
So we went down to the doctors and he had a look, took an x-ray, and this was on the Wednesday, wasn't it? This was on the Wednesday morning. And he said, right, go and make an appointment for Monday, he said, and we'll go from there. We got home in the car and the phone rang and he said, come back tomorrow morning 9 o'clock. So we went back in the morning 9 o'clock and he basically said, take all that paperwork and go to the hospital. So we went to the hospital that we were told to go to, which is down
The X-ray showed a lump.
yeah,
The
showed a lump.
X-ray showed a mass in my chest.
So we went to Perclavero Hospital, didn't we, which is our nearest one, about 40 minutes away. And it was as if they was waiting for us to turn up. We went in one door, through to the next door, Sarah was straight in the scanner, then we was called into an office with 3 or 4 doctors, and they explained they thought it might be cancer, and to wait there for a bit. So then
I waited there for quite a long time.
yeah, waited there for after this stage we waited because they phoned the hospital in Granada, which is where they do all the operations, and the guy there looked at the scan and he said no, he didn't want to operate on it because the tumour was too big. He said put her in an ambulance, take her to Al Maria Hospital, and he would tell them everything, all the tests and treatments and whatever to do. So Sarah was then taken in an ambulance down to there, and I followed down in the car. You was in there 2 weeks, wasn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Food?
The food was not at all bad. I can't imagine anybody complaining about it too much. You got a choice for your lunch and evening meal. You got a choice of 3 things, but 3 things for your starter, 3 things for your main course, and 3 things for your pudding. I couldn't quite believe that they were giving me all this choice. And I honestly couldn't complain about it. It was...
A cup of coffee, I was going to interrupt there. A cup of coffee, what was like a bucket really, it was a massive cup of coffee, every time 10 biscuits. 2 packs of 5 biscuits turned up with every cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, it was more like being in a posh hotel than it was in a hospital.
Yeah.
But you spent 2 weeks in there, and it was non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And then...
Non-Hodgkin's?
Non-Hodgkin's, sorry.
Lymphoma. It's one of the blood cancers.
So, after 2 weeks, they got you sort of stable, didn't they? Or as much as they could there.
Yeah.
And then we went back and forwards to Hertfordshire Hospital with, you had 8 lots of chemo, didn't you?
Yeah.
8 lots of chemotherapy, once every, how often was that?
Every 3 weeks.
Every 3 weeks. So 8 lots of that, and then more scans, but the scanning machine had to be a PET-TAC machine, which is in Granada Hospital. So we went there as well. We've done all the hospitals, and about 1 million miles, I think. And then after that, it had shrunk down. The tumour was 14 centimetres by 13 by 8.5. So it was massive, like a melon. And after the chemo, it had shrunk down to 1.5 centimetres across. That was as good as they could measure on the computer.
I don't think it was as big as a melon. I think a grapefruit.
Okay, a grapefruit.
Melons,
it was
are,
big.
melons are this big.
Well, it would have felt like a bloody melon. Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's what I meant, a grapefruit. Anyway, it was bloody nasty. So, then you had, how many lots of radiotherapy?
18.
18 lots of radiotherapy on what was now a small tumour. And at Christmas, just gone when we were doing other videos, when we got back from that trip, we went down and got the result, and another scan, got the result, tumour has gone. So we're bloody made right up, proper good. And we was going to take the motorhome to Italy,
Yeah.
weren't we? Which we were going to do last year, and we didn't. We actually used that time we went to the UK to see family. And we said, right, we'll go this year for Sarah's birthday. And the virus come along. Now, we was actually in England when this virus started, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Spain went on lockdown on the 14th of April, and we weren't returning until the 16th. And the flight we had booked was on the Monday night of the 16th. It was the last flight back from Gatwick to Alicante. So we was really lucky to get back. And we thought, well, what we'll do, rather than go to Italy, we can't, we'll do a trip around Spain. There's loads of places that we've been to that we want to return to, and places we haven't been to that we want to go to. And then lo and behold, they let it over the border and Spain got it. So we haven't done that either, which is obviously the reason that there's been no videos on our travels as such.
But getting back to the
But getting back to the healthcare.
basically,
Basically it's brilliant.
summarising it, the care I received in the hospital, the organisation, which was, I think, the bit that surprised me the most,
Yeah.
because Spain is laid back. You do have to learn patience, you do have to be prepared to wait for things, and I thought that that would be the same in the healthcare system. It isn't.
No.
It's, if you need an x-ray, it's a case of go down for an x-ray. Most health centres here have their own x-ray machine, as long as you're in a large enough town. I mean, our town's
We've got an X-ray machine.
9,000
Yeah, 9,000
population. You've got an x-ray machine normally at your local health centre. They've also got paramedic, so an emergency
Yeah.
part to most of the health centres.
We've even got a little operating theatre here.
Yep.
So like minor
do
bits
minor
and pieces, they can do it there, so you haven't got to go to hospital.
I think we've also got to remember that we're 14 years out of the UK, so
Yeah.
it might be the same in the UK now. But it's just to say, if anybody is thinking about coming and living in Spain, my experience of the healthcare system here, it's not perfect. There isn't a system on the planet that's perfect.
It'd be perfect if it didn't cost £300 a month.
Yes, I mean it's not a what do they call it? Free at the door,
No, that's
free
it.
at the point of use
Yeah,
in the
whatever they
UK.
call it in the UK.
You pay for
But
the
you-
system here,
Yeah.
but I mean,
It's
like
worth
Martin
paying
said, if you're a couple with 4 kids,
Yeah.
305
Euros
euros
a
is
month.
paying for the whole household.
Plus,
health
the
care.
person who is paying the money's pension, plus their insurance. If they have an accident, they're covered and they get paid for being off of work. So that 305 isn't all for the medical.
No,
So
no, it isn't.
I don't know what we can't.
You have
seem
to pay into it for a certain amount of time to be able to collect the pension.
Yeah.
And of course, if you're a pensioner coming over here, if you're already collecting a UK state pension, you don't pay a penny because the UK pays for.
Well, at the moment,
I have cost the healthcare system a huge amount of money.
Unbelievable.
And my treatment still hasn't finished.
no.
I'm having an injection that I believe I have an injection every 2 months, which is an immunotherapy injection. I have that every 2 months. I've had that for a year. I've got to have it for another year, and that is alone is €1,500 each injection.
And they don't bat an eyelid.
I've cost the healthcare system an awful lot of
Yeah.
money, so we kind of stopped complaining about the 305.
Yeah. And they don't bat an eyelid because we're English or foreigners to them.
No.
Nobody is sort of. We put them to the back of the queue. I mean, one MRI. Anyone that's had an MRI scan in the UK, you'll know how long you've waited to get it. Before Christmas, we went to the hospital, saw the doctor, and he said, "Oh, I have enough one of these injections." And I said, "Look, we really want another scan because we want to know what's going on." And he got on the phone and booked one. We asked for an MRI scan, and he got on the phone, no problem, and he booked one. Just like that. I mean, in England, that wouldn't happen.
And it's not just because it was cancer,
No.
because Martin has had a bad back, 2 herniated discs in his back, and Martin has just received probably the best news he's received.
Yeah, I've been waiting for
23
years. I had an appointment to go down and see a doctor, a surgeon. He's a nerve, he's actually a brain surgeon, which was a bit worrying to start with.
No, he's not a brain surgeon, he's a nerve.
Nerve man.
He's nerves.
Yeah, anyway, the day before my appointment, we kept checking emails and the post to make sure it wasn't going to be cancelled because of this virus going about. And the day before the appointment, I got a phone call, told it was cancelled, and I thought, I don't believe it. And it wasn't actually cancelled because of the virus. The surgeon has been looking at because I had an MRI scan a few months ago, and he doesn't want to work off of that one because it's too old. And it was only a few months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So he said, I'm going to book you another MRI scan. He said, and you'll get that thing by mail. And with the last one, it was only, a month? About a month from when I was told I was going to get a scan. You know, it was about a month later that there was my appointment for the scan. So it's quick. And he went through all the symptoms that I'm getting with this back. And he understood everything. It was like he was suffering with the same things. And I thought this could be all right. And what he's trying to do, as long as he can, they're going to either do some surgery. He said, if I can't do surgery, he said there's other options, which I don't quite know what they amount to at the moment. But it's just, we'll just send you for another scan. And that just seems so alien in comparison to when, I obviously had a bad back when we was in the UK. And to get a scan or to get any treatment, the guy I was having 4 epidural injections in my spine. To when it got really flared up, because I was self-employed, I needed to keep working, and I had to pay for that and go private, because to go and see the guy, to get a consultation with the guy was something like 9 months, and then you would get sent an appointment to go and get these injections put in. Whereas exactly the same guy, he was a pain specialist, wasn't he? He was allowed to do 2 days a week private. So if I'd done it directly through him, I remember one Thursday we phoned up and said, look, I need to see you, blah, blah, blah. He said, come in Monday morning. Just like that. So on the NHS, I couldn't have got that sort of treatment. I'm not knocking the NHS, it's just the way it is. There's not enough money in it. Whereas here, because people pay in a decent slice of money goes into the treatment here, or the NHS, whatever you call it, the health service, we have had nothing but praise for it. We've not had problem with, you go and see your doctor, what, there's the pills you need, or an x-ray, go downstairs, get an x-ray, or whatever. Everything just seems to be done, doesn't it? We've not had any cock-ups, there's not been,
No, we have had, we had one major cock-up.
We've had a major cock-up.
No, we did have a major cock-up when I was transferred from Al Maria Hospital to Hercule Vera Hospital, because Al Maria Hospital is...
We've had a cock-up.
is further away than Hercule Vera Hospital. Hercule Vera Hospital is our closest hospital. And when I had my first chemotherapy in hospital, then they wanted me to carry on having the chemotherapy in Al Maria, and I asked if I could have the chemotherapy in Hercule Vera because it was closer. They were absolutely fine with that.
But I mean, it's a lot closer.
It's a lot closer. We're talking
Al Maria,
45 minutes as opposed to an hour and a half.
Yeah, at least, because it's in the town. I mean, Al Maria Hospital is about 170 kilometres each way from where we live. So every 3 weeks you're doing that up, down, up, down, up, down. Whereas, like I say, Hercule Vera is only 45 minutes and you're at the door.
Yeah.
So
it was all organised that I would have my chemotherapy in the day hospital at Hercule Vera. I turned up at Hercule Vera on the day I was told to for my second chemotherapy, and Hercule Vera Hospital didn't know I was coming.
Yeah.
So we sat about for a long time while people were running about trying
making phone calls.
Yeah, making phone calls, trying to find out what happened, blah blah blah. And then the doctor came and spoke to me, spoke to us, and said, look, basically they had no idea that I was turning up today. Al Maria hadn't informed them. So
clerical error.
Yeah, clerical error between the two hospitals. So we had to go away. They rebooked it was a week later, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Rebooked the chemotherapy for a week later. As I said, it's not perfect. There isn't a perfect system, I don't think. But my experience has been, I was terrified of going into a Spanish hospital. My Spanish isn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. And I was terrified of going into a Spanish hospital. And after the 2 weeks, although I kept saying, when can I go home, when can I go home, I could have stayed another 2 weeks. I was being
terrific.
I was being fed. I
wasn't.
No. I had clean pair of pajamas every day.
Yeah, they change your bed every day.
Change the bed every day. Clean the room twice a day. And I mean, it was like a 4-star hotel. So
I would not have never been to a 4-star hotel.
Well, no, it's what I imagine a 4-star hotel to be. There was only 2 people in the room, which I think is good, actually.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of single-person rooms, because I was able to ring the bell for the lady that was in the room with me, and vice versa, if, God forbid, anything, happened. But the nurses were fantastic, the auxiliaries were fantastic, the cleaners were fantastic, the doctors were fantastic. So we can only speak for the 3 hospitals now that we visited.
Yeah. I don't think, if I get my back done, I'll let you know how it goes,
Yeah.
If I come back and he's cut my head off, I won't be happy. But if he's got me some more movement and no pain and all the rest of it, I'll give you his name and number, you might need him.
Yeah.
But
So, in summary, don't worry about
going to hospital.
going to hospital in Spain.
Especially if you like fish.
experience is, yes, well, that was a bit hilarious because the first day that I was in there, I obviously hadn't ordered what I wanted off the menu, and so I got what the previous patient in that bed had ordered, and
It wasn't McDonald's.
what turned up was 5 black whole fish, little fish, and I mean heads, fins, everything, and I didn't have a clue what they were. I'm not a great lover of fish. The lady that was there in the same room at that time, unfortunately it was a lady from a care home and she wasn't with it, but she had a carer that came in with her and actually had to stay with her all night, obviously a carer from the care home. And I asked her what it was, and it actually turned out to be mackerels. And I did have a poke about, and I did eat them, and they were nice, but it wouldn't have been something I would have necessarily ordered. But that was, you know, that was what was on the menu the previous day that the previous occupant ordered. But no, in general, the hospital treatment. In our area, the hospital treatment has been, the health system has been very good.
Very good. In our experience, like I say, probably everybody knows somebody that has had an experience with whatever you're talking about, and there'll be people that have had good ones and people that have had horrendous ones. So we can only speak for the experiences that we've found. Anyway, we won't ramble on too long. You'll be falling asleep. We don't want no thumbs down, really. No. This is just, if you're not interested in living in Spain, don't get this far. No. It was really a bit of a sort of a catch-up video on. We can't wait to get back out in the motorhome and do some more sights and stuff. But is that it?
I think so. We could ramble on about Spain.
Yeah, we could go on and on about Spain.
We might do another one.
We might do it. If you've got any questions about Spain, put them in the comments.
Yeah. We'll try and answer them.
We'll try and answer them to the best of our ability. That's another thing here.
Cost of living. We haven't touched on the cost of living.
No,
so we might do another one if we think you might be interested.
And just one quick point on the cost of living. I'm going to go and fill the motorhome up with diesel soon. There's a garage not far from here, 83 cents a litre. So you're talking maybe 75p for white diesel. So I want to get in there and I'm going to fill everything up with diesel.
It's very low at the moment, obviously, because of the situation. But
yeah.
What was it before?
Before it was about, if you convert it, it's about £1 sterling is the equivalent. So about 114, 115. It might get 120. The dearest was 130, wasn't it? It went to 130, but that was a few years ago. Then it came back down. It wasn't there for long. But all the average is between 115 and 120. So you say £1 a litre, but at the minute it's about 75p a litre. So we're going to make the most of that, fill that up. And then there's one trip there on some cheap diesel, or cheaper diesel. But how long it'll stay like that, we don't know. But we'll do the bit about the cost about living, a bit about the cost of living. I'll get it out in a minute. Maybe on another video. Let us know if you've got any questions about living here or work or I don't know.
We'll try and
don't ask about the healthcare because we've told you all about that.
Yeah.
No,
we'll try and help. If anybody's got any questions, we'll try and help.
We'll try and help. We're not guaranteeing it. We can give you an answer to everything because we can't. But
and obviously, unfortunately or fortunately, whatever you think of it, with the Brexit could change everything. So anything we tell you now might
change.
Completely change. But
there's still English people coming. Not at the moment, but right up until the lockdown, there's English people buying houses here. Yeah. Well, that's it from me,
Yes, that's it from me.
and that's it from you.
Yeah.
We're going to go and do a few jobs now, and go from there. Keep safe,
Yes.
keep wearing your rubber gloves, and we'll speak again soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.